Okay, I'm going to do a new video just because if you watch my community post, you saw my community post, you'll know that I just bought a locomotive that I am happy with, but I'm also not happy with. I had to reach over and get it. We got our second locomotive with Tsunami 2. I have an Athearn Genesis with Tsunami 2, GP18, and NW 926, I think it is. And now I have D&H 374 in the Guilford scheme. So we're going to take this out of the box. We're going to see what's wrong with it. If you've seen my other videos on my Athearn locomotives, you know what's wrong with it. If you saw the community post, you know what's wrong with it. So let's get it out. Turn it around here. This was $246 and change. I showed this in a mail call video that I filmed, but I might put that up anyway because I have since sort of fixed the issue. There we are. There you can see it. Let's take it out. Now, meanwhile, let's behind. You can see that I have Rare Pictures Archives up on my computer, and that's it. Okay. Now I had issue with Rare Pictures Archives. That had to get straightened out. It wasn't working right. So there's our locomotive. This is a GP39-2. I'll take it out of the sleeve here. As I said, it's Athearn Genesis with Tsunami 2. This is one of two that were on my Yankee Dabbler wish list. This one is no longer on my Yankee Dabbler wish list, and I'm going to get the next one next month. Unless I go up to Dan's, unless I have to put more money in my car than I plan on doing right now. I'm going to turn this around. Usual clamshell packaging. Let's lift it out of there. Be careful of the never pick up an Athearn Genesis by the dynamic brake blister because this comes out. Some of them come out easier than others. This one's a little bit tougher to come out, but it will come out if you try to pick it up by that, as you just saw. So you want to lift it from here or here, preferably both. You don't want to lift it up from here. Now I'll take away the foam here, and I'll take away the other one. It's on the other side. Okay. Their Athearn Genesis box, I'll put that up there. And now I'll use this to set this up on there so it's closer to the photos. Let's move this closer. Okay, there we go. Now we got it up in the frame. Now this is a GP39-2 built as Reading 3405 in November of 1974, as you can see here. Under order number 74640, it is built as serial number 74640-5. after in the Conrail split, in the Conrail merger, not Conrail split, in the Conrail merger, part of the D&H being awarded trackage rights on Conrail to maintain competition in the Northeast was that Conrail provided locomotives to the Delaware and Hudson for the increased traffic. And some of those were some Lehigh Valley GP38-2s. I think they got some Reading GP38-2s, and they got these, I think it was 20 total GP39, it was 10 or 20 GP39-2s. One of which was Reading 3405, which was renumbered to D&H 7405. And I'm pretty sure this is one of the ones, yes, this is one of the ones that when it was acquired from Reading, it looked like this. And this is in Waterville, New York. Waterville, New York. You can see 2,300 horsepower written there. The Reading diamond is just covered up, and it's written the D&H on there. They just changed the 3 to a 7. Everything else stayed the same, and I am going to have some models of these locomotives. In fact, I think I am going to be having 7405, and there were some of these on my wish list for a while. Unfortunately, they were purchased before I could get up enough money, and hopefully they'll release them. There's 2 lightning stripe GP30. I think they're GP39-2s that are on my wish list at, I think it's Lombard Hobbies, but they are DCC ready and not DCC in sound like this one is. So those will be DC until I get decoders. Which if they're Athearn, which I'm pretty sure they are, Athearn Genesis DCC ready, I will be getting Tsunami 2 decoders for those. So they spent years in 1978. In 1979, it was in the blue and yellow. And there you can see 7412 still in Reading patch behind it. This is also a scheme that you'll see me acquiring eventually. I don't think this one was redone into the yellow stripe. I don't think it was. I think it was, yeah. It was only in. And then it went to D&H 374, which is in the Guilford paint scheme, which you see here. And there it is, leading a train with 231 behind it. I believe that's a GP38. We have that's a 7319. I can't remember what that is. You got a high nose SD45 back. 4th unit, and then 5th unit is also a high nose SD45. So there you can see that's pretty much when it's freshly painted, and this picture is what we'll use to detail. I don't really see anything missing in detail. Okay, now let's take a look at the front of this. I can find something to point with. There we go. Hoses all intact. Snowplow is orange. It looks like the model. It's a little bit too dark. Looks a little too dark because you can see this looks like it's a lighter orange, but that could be lighting. I used to see the Guilford painted units quite often back in 2009, but I do not remember if they were this darker orange or if they were lighter. I think they were actually the darker. This grab iron is a mistake. You see it's right here on the prototype, and it's actually gray. You can see here that grab iron should not be orange because it is in the gray section. So if it's in the orange section like this one is, this one on the prototype is the correct color. It's orange because it's in the orange stripe. And there's another one on this side that's also orange, and it's there also orange because it's in the orange. One mistake that I noticed right off, first of all, these little platforms between here, These fold down, and of course, my Atlas ST35, they do fold down. That's a detail that would be nice if Athearn Genesis have gotten into there. I mean, if Atlas can do it in their Gold series, that their handrails are not quite as thin, then Athearn certainly could have done it in theirs. And also, this is gray on the model, but as you can see here, it's folded up here. That is orange. Now that is for crew members to go between locomotives, and they will take the chain that's here, and also that's another mistake. This chain on the locomotive, you can see here, it's half white and half orange, and on the model it is gray. Blacked out classification lights. They're not exactly blacked out. Those are fully painted gray, at least it looks like they are, and these you can see that they look like they're supposed to have lights on them. No ditch lights, prototypical for 1984 at least. The big G, the sticker in the G is wrong. It looks like this bottom sticker is on the prototype, but this top one is not. And there's 3 stickers there, and I think only the fire extinguisher inside sticker is actually on the locomotive itself. Water glass sight, that is there right next to the G, right where it is on the model. Delaware and Hudson lettering looks good. Sadie, stop. My cat's crying. It does not look like the emergency shutoff on the prototype is painted red, but it probably was. It's just the lighting and angle. Snowplow in the front. That's good. You can even see the little things that stop, Sadie. That would normally fold down. These little things here that you can see in the prototype right here, they fold up. They put the hoses behind this and they fold up for inclement weather. They're plowing snow or something with the plow. Grab irons, they are correct in color. White coming down, gray, the rest of it. Yeah, nothing to say there, at least on this side. Pop that back down. Horn looks correct. Headlight is correct. The F there, this little decal here that's next to the F is not on the prototype, so that's a little extra thing, and it looks like they got it in the rear too, and that's also not on the prototype. Of course, Athearn Genesis, that's one thing that they do, is that they put the control stand in it, and that's a nice detail. Of course, sliding windows, which this one's kind of slid in there and I can't get it out. It looks like you have a little bit of mistake on the side here. Look at the prototype. At least from this angle, it looks like that orange stripe goes right up to the G, like it does on this side. But on the model, it stops at this door. Yeah, that very definitely, because you can see here. You can see. Okay, there's the water sight window, and there's the orange stripe. It's on that door. On the model, that's that door. That's the window, and the orange stripe ends here. So that's a little mistake. Now on the 231, it is like that. You can see back here, but this is not the 231. This is a completely different locomotive. That's a GP38 or a GP38-2. This is the GP39-2, and the orange stripe goes over farther. So that's one mistake that I did not notice until now. I'm kind of noticing these mistakes as I go along. Okay, now let's look at another view of it, and I turned the locomotive to sort of match the angle of this one. Here we can see the top of the locomotive, and you got that one there. This thing right here, that thing, whatever that is not on the prototype. I'm not sure what that is. I've never seen that on a locomotive. That is correct. That's correct. The antenna here, that's correct. Horn appears to be correct. So that's really the only thing. And of course, come on, focus. You got the front sand filler there. Now you can see the problem. The picture above is from 1989, after the New York, Susquehanna, and Western took over control of the Delaware and Hudson, or took over operation of the Delaware and Hudson, and the G was removed from all Delaware and Hudson locomotives. It remained in the Boston and Maine and Maine Central locomotives, which is ones I grew up seeing coming through. But Delaware and Hudson was no longer a Guilford transportation company, and you can see by this time they're painting over the. They just painted over the numbers instead of taking them off like modelers do. And by this time, in this photo in Binghamton, New York, the number had the 374 had worn off on there. And you can see you can see a little bit of the 3 here, the 7 in between the 4 and the 0, and the 5 is pretty much in the same position. But the let's see, but the other 4, you can see a little bit of what remains of it there, but you can really see the 7405 that it used to be through there. I'm not going to model it that way. I'm going to model it like this. I'll give it a little bit of weathering, but that is a project that I don't think I am up to. Trying to do a number showing through another number, that seems like that's a really hard thing to weather. So you can see here, handrail. Now my GP18, I think it's this side, this front corner that fell off. My SD40T-2, it's the other corner that fell off. This one, it not only was falling off in the package, but has actually broken off from here. Is it fixable? Absolutely. And I actually had put this up in there before, and it was like that in the package. In fact, that's why you didn't notice it when it was in the package, because I had actually put it back up there. But I didn't glue it in place because I haven't gotten canopy glue yet. I haven't gone to a hobby store to get it yet. But this is a problem. This is a problem because this is the 3rd Athearn locomotive I have gotten, and it's the 3rd one with faulty handrails. I have never had this problem with any other locomotive. Only Athearn. And that is why I'm doing this review, because this needs to be addressed. This is ridiculous. This is a $246 locomotive that should not come broken. And I bought it from Yankee Dabbler, but I don't blame Yankee Dabbler, because I bought my SD40T-2 from Dan's Crafts and Things. And that's a pre-2007 run. It's been in a package this whole time, and the handrail fell off when I took it out of the package. My GP18, that stayed on a little bit longer, but then it fell off. That was from Yankee Dabbler. And this is from Yankee Dabbler, and the handrail's broken and fell off. But what's the common denominator is not the store, it's the company. Athearn needs to address this quality control issue. Yes, it's a wonderfully detailed model. In fact, you can see here the speedometer. I think it's a speedometer wire that goes down to here, which you can see on the prototype here. It's wonderfully detailed. It's accurate, even to the fact the bell is painted the correct color. And I think if there's another picture of it from this side, you can see that they did not paint this part right here. And that should not have been painted, because you can see on the prototype it is not painted. Why they didn't paint, why Guilford didn't paint that, I don't know. But broken handrail. That is the only real issue I see with it, other than this. That could be improved, and I cannot figure out what this is because I do not see that anywhere in any photo. There is nothing there. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but that's the only pictures I have of 374. From 374, it became CSX 4301. All the D&H GP39-2s went to CSX, and here is one of it with the D&H removed, renumbered. They can see they cut out the classification lights, primered that over. I didn't mention the brake stand, but that's correct. They added ditch lights. I don't know. I didn't pay attention. Did it have ditch lights at any time when it was D&H? They aren't there. It's 1989. 1990. No, none of the time in D&H did it have ditch lights, so CSX added those. So I got to get canopy glue. If I don't handle it, the handrails will not fall off, but I need to fix them. But that's my issue with that locomotive. I might do more reviews. I don't know. I feel better doing this video than I did the train store haul, the train show haul. So from CP Solar Springs, Mount Post 368, Norfolk Southern Line, keep on loving trains, Tim out.